We've all been twisting ourselves into knots here over the last few weeks about Penny Mordaunt. Will she be the outsider? Will Kemi Badenoch come in from the outside too and blow this race apart? And actually where we are now is exactly where everybody predicted a year ago.
And it's all going to get a bit strange. I mean, listen, it's been strange so far, Sam, but it's all going to get a little bit weird now because you've got two people who are going to have to work together, whichever one of them ends up in number 10 Downing Street. And they're going to be playing this merry dance of attacking the other whilst also appearing to support their party. What are we likely to see between now and the 5th of September?
Yeah, I think when we talked to Rishi Sunak's team yesterday after the vote was confirmed, they were very clear that they will not be making personal attacks on Liz Truss, that they will only attack her on policy grounds. And I think you'll see the same kind of message coming from Liz Truss as well. That said, you know, they can't control the outriders for their teams. And also, you know, there are people who practice the dark arts in this place who will be making those personal attacks behind the scenes, trying to get an advantage for their candidate. But I think at the moment, where we are now is that Liz Truss is essentially, it's her contest to lose at the moment. She's talking the language that the Conservative Party grassroots want to hear. So Rishi Sunak, he has to make quite a dramatic impact quite quickly to seize the advantage in this contest.
We had Deputy Editor of The Spectator on yesterday on the channel, Freddie Gray, and I found something, or it might have been Monday, I found something he said quite amusing, which is that the contest was more like Britain's Got No Talent. And I sort of agree with that because, in a way, that's the problem they've had. There's been no obvious talent here, no obvious charismatic leader to succeed Boris Johnson. Do you think we might actually start seeing them come to life at this point now that the stakes are very high for Rishi and Liz?
I think it's almost the opposite. They'll be so cautious. Certainly Liz Truss will be very careful not to try and put a foot wrong. We've seen Rishi Sunak, he's had such a high profile for such a long time because of the pandemic. And he's always very, very slick and very, very polished. So I don't think you will see anything of the kind of Boris Johnson flair. But actually, I mean, it's quite difficult. You know, there is nobody who matches Boris Johnson on charisma in Westminster. So I don't think there's even any point in trying to go down that route. They've just got to be who they are. But I think they will be quite cautious in how they approach this. They won't want to make a silly mistake by going off-piste at this stage.